We were at Goosecross Cellars here in the heart of Napa Valley. We were recommended Goosecross from our friend Kitty, who we met at the Davis Bud Break party. Kitty spoke very highly of the wines, highly of the family, their passion behind starting the winery, so we wanted to come check it out. First impressions, this is in the heart of the Napa Valley floor. We are looking at both sides of the mountains. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful fall day. We're gonna take a tour of the grounds, see the production facility, enjoy these beautiful views, and have some great wines on this fall day. Cheers. Jason?
How are you?
Good. Brian.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jason. This is beautiful.
So this is a little rosé of Pinot Noir. We call it rosé for Lucy, for my daughter. Her name's Lucy. And when we first made a rosé, she loved pink. She got her own wine.
I know you're working the camera, but I got a glass for you, as well as for you.
This is really pretty.
All right.
Let's go walking.
Yeah, bring your wine with you.
Perfect.
Yeah, so very small space. We have a total of 9 kind of areas that people can taste. You know, we're built for great California weather, so everybody wants to be outside on the deck, kind of looking at the view that you've got out here. So I always say this place is kind of a hidden gem. Dave and Christi, our owners, they like the gem part. They're not really a big fan of the hidden part, you know, but it really is. As you come down State Lane, there's a little road that nobody travels down. We're the only winery that's open on this road. When people get here, it's like this magic happens. It's kind of that quintessential kind of Napa winery experience that you're looking for. The vineyards are literally right here.
Yeah.
You know, time slows down here. We make a good selection of wines too, so Chardonnay and Cabernet Sauvignon, just like everybody else does in the valley, but then you get some cool stuff too, like Tempranillo, Petit Syrah and stuff.
What's your favorite wine here?
My favorite, it goes week to week.
Okay, that's fair.
I say our secret weapon is our Merlot. I definitely think all of our wines are fantastic, but like our State Lane wines are kind of really what make us, us. So this week, it would
It's
be
Merlot.
like the Merlot.
Okay. So how many acres are we on here? You said 2/3 come from outside of just this vineyard.
Roughly about 10 acres. Within that 10 acres, you also have the winery and the tasting room and the parking lots as well. So
okay, 6 to 7 acres or so, give or take.
Just over 9 acres planted.
And then how many cases do y'all make a year?
About 4,500. In a good year, maybe 5,000. And again, that'll be everything from what's grown here as well as what we source too.
Cool.
I'll introduce you to Bill Nancaro. He's our winemaker here at Goosecross.
Bill, what would you say your influence is more based on? I mean, you're from New Zealand, but French oak, Burgundy.
New Zealand's where I learned to make wine, but there's very few techniques that I've brought over and like, this is, you know, we should be doing this. We make a Napa style Sauvignon Blanc. We don't try to make a New Zealand style Sauvignon Blanc. Really, it's just been about coming over here and being open-minded and observing what the growing conditions, the locations, the fruit is giving us, and then looking to enhance or keep it pure.
Yeah, why don't you get back to it? Don't want to keep distracting you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, I don't know if Bill appreciates the fact that I call him this, but for me, he's like a mad scientist. He has like these various different vessels. I've never seen people doing these ferments in T-bin, ferment in these plastic bins, ferment in puncheon. He's indeed like this mad scientist. And when it comes to get like a maestro, kind of brings it all together for the end. You know, I love the fact that he doesn't do everything like methodically. He lets the grapes and the vineyard stuff kind of talk to him, and he like knows, okay, this is perfect the way it is. This may need like a little help, and he's going to do things like differently. As someone that just works in the wine club and stuff, is just like, I don't know the method to your madness, but I appreciate it. Like,
We're here in the vineyards of Goosecross Cellars. We are standing in Holly's block. This is named after Christi's mother, Holly. It's a tribute to her. There's several rows of this. This is their best estate. Can you tell me more about Holly's block?
So Holly was my grandmother on my dad's side, and she was a huge inspiration for me. We traveled a lot together, and she was this beautiful, wonderful woman. You know, I was in a very male-dominated world. Being in the beer business is very male-dominated. She talked to me a lot about not having to sacrifice who I am, but to stand up and be proud that I was a strong, powerful woman in this male-dominated business. And so that always stuck with me, and she was such an inspiration. So when Bill Nancaro, our winemaker, came to Goosecross, he was tasting through all the barrels, and he said, it's weird, there's something different about this block, and the wines are just kind of a step above. He's like, we should do something special for that. And so actually he's the one that came up with Holly's block. He was interviewing me and trying to figure out what we wanted to call it, and he was like, well, tell me about your grandparents. I was telling him all about it. He's like, Holly's block. That sounds perfect. And Holly, like I said, was beautiful and engaging and amazing. She loved to be looked at. And so this is what people look at every day when they're out here tasting. So they're getting a little taste of Holly out here. Yeah, it's been amazing.
there's a bunch. It's right in the middle. Oh, that's a whole cluster.
Oh, there you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Chew on the skin a little bit.
Okay. I already swallowed some. Okay, next one.
That's where all the flavor comes in a grape, is on the skins, and you can kind of feel the tannins, the little chalkiness that you get. Yeah,
These are really good grapes. Let's see how the one is.
it's good.
Good. Cheers.
It's very
to Holly.
elegant
Yes.
and just beautiful.
Yeah.
So one of the things I love to do with guests, I'll take a grape and I'll open it up, and if you look, the juice is clear, right? There's no color in the juice.
Right.
All the color and all the flavor comes out of the skin. So that's why I had you chew on the skin, so you could actually get the flavors. That's my trick. People are like, really? I thought it was red inside. How do you make the wine red?
We add food
Magic.
coloring. Yeah.
Food coloring, you know.
That's
food
not true.
grade, food
That-
coloring. That's
Definitely not true. We don't.
It's all the
skins.
Yeah, I just love this wine.
Yeah. I love these grapes. I just want to eat the cluster.
I know. You can. Before we harvest this, the way we pick hollies actually is we pick this in 3 sections.
Okay.
So there's a little dip in the vineyard, and it's an old creek bed. Rector Dam used to be Rector Creek, and it would come down through the property and meet up with the Napa River a little
Okay.
bit south of us. So the soils in the dip are a little bit more fertile than they are on the ends. We'll pick the center vines first, and we'll leave about 7 or 8 vines on the end. Pick the front end second and the back end third. And so over the matter of about 2 weeks, we do 3 different picks in just this block, which is less than a half acre.
Yeah.
That's also why Hollies is so special, because Bill's waiting until the right moment to pick each of the
Yeah.
different sections of
Very
the grapes.
intentional.
And they ferment separately and they age separately, and then we blend it all together to figure out what the best blend is for Hollies that
Yeah.
year.
And how many cases do you make of Holly's blend every year, give or take?
About 75.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Wow,
3
that's
barrels.
Very small, very intentional.
Very small, very intentional.
Yeah.
We don't want to make too much,
Yeah.
because we want it to be special. We want it to be something that everybody looks forward to. And we release it each year on Holly's birthday.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
her birthday?
August 25th.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah, so it's something special for her.
Yeah.
Helps me remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good memory.
Yeah.
Do you guys want any more grapes?
I'm good.
Well, I'm going to keep eating them. They are
Please
delicious.
do, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just finished our tour and tasting here at Goosecross Cellars. This was truly one of the most memorable experiences that I've had. We sat down with Christi, one of the owners, for literally 2 hours having a conversation. We met Bill, the winemaker. Jason was an amazing host. We tried a lot of really great wines, had a great personalized experience here. Highly recommend Goosecross Cellars here in Napa Valley. Cheers.